Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by. I wanted to help remind you that no matter what you're going through right now, you can still have a good day. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of It's a Good Day podcast. I'm so excited that you are here with me this week. Oh my goodness, guys. I am so blown away by all the support and all the love that I am getting with my podcasts. I really, truly appreciate it. I work really, really hard, and this is still brand new, so obviously there's a lot of things I'm getting right and a lot of things I'm getting wrong, but I'm just so supportive and thankful for everyone that has reached out. I take critiques very seriously because I want this to be the best that I can make it. Don't ever feel like you can't reach out. Don't ever feel like you can't tell me what you think about my episodes, because I do want to hear from you. Like I said, this is a safe space. This is a space for me to grow, a space for me to just enjoy my life and let you know about my life, and I want to know about yours too. So, like I said, thank you so much for reaching out, letting me know, and just staying on top of these episodes. I really appreciate everyone that listens weekly, and I promise I'm going to do my best to make it even better and better and better, and that includes making a new set wherever I go. So, as you can see behind me, it's not just a plain little white wall anymore. I wanted to make sure that I was bringing appealing, pleasing to the eye aesthetics wherever I go. Obviously, this isn't my big white couch like it used to be, but we adapt. And that actually kind of goes into what we're talking about today. So last episode, I spoke on us moving here to Texas. We are so happy to be here. Life is awesome, and we're just so excited to see where this is going to take us and what we're going to do and where we're going to go. We are beyond thankful to all friends and family that helped get us here, and we are just living an awesome life right now, and we are beyond thankful to God for this opportunity. But living in Texas has taught me a few new things, and that's something I'm going to tell you about today. I want to talk to you guys about what I am learning as an Air Force wife. Obviously, this is a brand new title and a brand new lifestyle that I am living. And I mean, if anything, it impacts Santiago a whole lot more than it impacts me. But, this is a new role that I have stepped into, and I just want to share what I've learned with everyone. Although I may not be the brightest because I'm brand new at this, but I think it's a fresh perspective because there's a lot of other women I know that are close to my age or in the same situation that I'm in, and I just want to be able to share with them, like, girl, it's okay. It's not just you. We are all in this together. So I want to go ahead and hop on into this because I'm very excited to share what I've learned with you guys. So I am very much adjusting to this new military wife lifestyle. I know I touched on this a little bit last episode, but I'm going to go more into specifics this episode. My role as this military wife is strictly staying at home right now. And I have no complaints about that. I love being here with Amelia. That's what I'm doing all day, every day now. That's my job at this point in time. It's just strictly taking care of Amelia. So that includes making sure that we're getting out of the house and she's getting her exercise, making sure that I'm getting her to her dentist appointment, her doctor's appointments, making sure that we're going out and exploring the city. We're not just sitting inside doing nothing. That's kind of been a transition for me too, because, I was so used to going to work and being on my own schedule and making sure that Amelia with either one of her grandparents, or making sure she was with Santiago, or just making sure that she was taken care of while I was working. And now I'm not working. Now I'm at home. And that, for me, being a working mom to a stay-at-home mom has been a big transition, and I finally think I'm getting the hang of it. I made a schedule in my room, so I made sure, okay, I wake up at this time, I do this at this time, I make sure Amelia gets this at this time. I have signs all over the house on our mirror in our bathroom. I have a sign because she has vitamin gummies that she takes every day, and I wrote, make sure she gets her vitamin gummies, make sure she gets her teeth brushed, which obviously I know she has to do those things, but I like having lists. I like making sure I know what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. So yeah, being at home with Amelia while Santiago goes off to class and does what he needs to do, that has been new, I guess, to me. That's been a transition. But not only am I taking care of Amelia, I'm taking care of the house. I'm making sure that my house is clean. I'm making sure we have food in the fridge. I'm making sure that anything that is going on with the house base-wise, I have that all figured out with the base housing people. That's all part of the whole staying at home mom/wife thing. I kind of feel like I'm one of those wives from like the 50s or 60s with her little apron. I'm like, honey, dinner's ready. I mean, it's not an exquisite dinner. We had mac and cheese last night. But still, it's just the fact that I'm like making sure everyone in the house is fed. We're inviting people over tonight and having a little get together. And it's just having that mindset of, okay, is my house ready for people to come over? Do I have enough food in the fridge? Do we have enough games for everyone to play? Enough chairs for everyone to sit in? It's just having that mentality, I guess, that new mentality of like hosting, because that was another thing. I'm not very good at hosting. Obviously, if you go back and listen to my party pooper episode, like, I'm not that good at throwing parties. It stresses me out. But now that I'm home and now that I'm on top of my house, I'm like, okay, well, my house is clean. Like, sure, you can come over. I don't care. I'm just getting a lot better at that. But that goes into the whole, like, taking care of the house thing. And then there's adulting in general. Like, we got finances that I'm on top of. We have paperwork I'm on top of. There's also the point of, like, making sure that everyone knows we're okay and just keeping people updated in our lives. Adulting is hard. Obviously, we all know that. We're all going through it. But I have learned that adulting in the military can be a little bit harder. I like things very, black and white. In the military, it's very gray. You don't know when things are going to happen or how they're going to happen. And so that's been another transition that I've had to work on, is just being flexible and being able to change things in a moment, in an instant, and just being prepared for another crazy wild day that's just going to happen. All that being said, all staying at home and being on top of things and just making sure that Santiago doesn't have anything to worry about, like, I'm not stressed. I am loving this. And that's so funny because I didn't think I was going to like it. The first 2 weeks that we were here, I was constantly telling Santiago, I got to find a job. I got to do something. I got to make sure that I'm creating some kind of income to bring into this house. And Santiago was like, why? Let me do that. Like, you are at home with Amelia. You focus on her. You focus on our home, and I'll focus on the finances. And I'm a very independent person. I don't need no man. Just kidding. I love my husband, and I need him very much. But, it's just that mindset of like, it's taking a step back from being in control of something and being in control of something much more important and much more sweet. I love that my only responsibility right now is taking care of my daughter and making sure that our home is ready for Santiago to come home to every day. I think that has definitely changed my perspective on what I should be doing as a mother and as a wife. And I am just beyond happy with where I am, what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it. Now that goes into my next topic, and that's talking about how my marriage is right now, how it's affecting my marriage. I worded that really weird, but my marriage is fine. If anything, our marriage is thriving. We're very happy being here together, and we are learning new things about each other every day now that he is in this position. Santiago is not home all the time. He's kind of going to this, I call it a 9-to-5 job, but he's there a lot longer than 9 to 5 hours. He's there very early in the morning, and he gets home later in the evening. And, he's tired. He's not home. So if something, and not only is he not home, he doesn't have his phone on him. So if something happens and I need him, I can't really get to him right away. Like, I got to figure it out, which is fine. I'm an adult. I can do that. But, and I can't say that puts a damper on our marriage, because it really doesn't. There's a lot of people that can't talk to their significant others all day because, they're at work. But he's just not home at necessarily regular times because he's going to his briefings. He has homework. He needs time to relax for himself. Everyone needs some time to relax for themselves. So I totally understand that. And it's just getting, comfortable with not seeing each other as much as we used to, at least right now. He's working on trying to find a balance. He's trying to balance being a student and doing really well at his job. That's very important because, like we said, we go back to financing. He's in charge of that, so he's got to make sure he does well at his job so he can get that. But not only is he focusing on school, he's focusing on being a dad. He has a toddler at home, so he has to find time to make sure he's being enough of a dad when he's home. And then on top of that, he has to find time to be a husband to his wife, to me. And that's a lot to balance, especially when you have all the pressures of, the military, when you walk outside the door and go to work. That's hard. And obviously I don't understand how hard it is because I'm not there. I'm not in his shoes. But I see how it can stress him out and how it does stress him when he comes home. Like, I see that on him. So it's just trying to find that balance of, him being a student and him being in the military versus him coming home and being a dad and being a husband and still being a member of the United States Air Force. That's heavy. That's heavy for him. I'm not upset with where we are. He does a very good job when he comes home, finding that balance. We make things intentional. And that's very important when you step into this lifestyle, is making sure that you make your marriage intentional. It's a priority. And so things that we do to make it a priority is we make sure we have dinner together every night. Like, I'm pointing at the table. That's what I'm doing right now. We sit at the dinner table together. We have dinner together. And then not only that, but we have like a designated family movie night, which is every Friday night. He doesn't necessarily know that, but in my head, like, I designated Friday nights to be family movie night. Santiago has a really hard job, and I know that, but... And I have to be so careful how I say this because some people might think it's selfish. I don't think it's selfish. I think it is completely normal, especially for someone who's brand new. Santiago has a hard job, but I have a hard job too. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you absolutely have a hard job because you also have a lot on your plate. And that's something, I always lightly talked about, like, oh yeah, I think I could be a stay-at-home mom and I think it could be fun. And, but now that I'm actually a stay-at-home mom, like, I told Santiago today when we were sitting down for lunch, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. I haven't sat down all day. Which, the poor guy, he sat there and he listened and he was really nice about it. But in his head, he was like, well, what the heck? I've been working really hard all day. But yeah, I told him, I said, I haven't sat down all day because being a stay-at-home mom, it's hard. You have a lot to stay up on and to make sure you get done. And so if you are a stay-at-home mom, like, you are amazing and you are doing so well, and you just keep on pushing through because at the end of the day, your husband's going to come home and you can go take that bath, girlfriend. You can make him do the diaper changes. You can make him put the kids to bed. Like, go get yourself a box of Oreos and take a hot bath. Like, you deserve it. But that also goes back to the whole finding a balance thing. We both have to recognize when we both need rest. And we've both been very good and intentional about that. He has told me so many times when he's come home, like, okay, I'm home now, go take a nap. I'm home now, go read a book. I'm home now, go take a bath. And I'm the same way. Like, if he gets home, I'm like, okay, you're home, go rest, and I'll take Amelia out of the house. We'll go to the park so you can have some time for yourself. That's just been... And you want that kind of balance in any marriage, but I've recognized in this point in our marriage that we need that a little bit more because of the pressure of the situation that we're currently in. And, we're making it work and our marriage is thriving and I absolutely have no complaints about it. Our overall lifestyle has just changed completely since we moved from Iowa here to Texas. And one of those things, is having friends. I've been very verbal about when I moved from Florida, I left my friends there. And that has been very, very difficult on me because, I lived my life in Florida and I grew up with these people. And so when I moved from there to Iowa, I didn't get that opportunity to make as close of friends. I've made, some acquaintances and some people that I would call friends. I wouldn't say that I've made a best friend anywhere. And I don't think that's a bad thing to say. Other than my husband, obviously. Oh my goodness, don't start with me. All my friends that I went to school with and that I made big and close relationships with were in Florida. And so one thing that I have recognized here is that Santiago is making those friends here, and it's been so much fun to see and so much fun to watch because he comes home excited and he's like, oh my gosh, I met this person, or we had this conversation, or we did this thing, and it was so much fun, and it was just everything that he has been wanting and more. One thing that I have recognized is that his friends are also becoming my friends as well. And I say, the quotations because, yes, we don't have those talks or conversations that make us super close, but I know that if I needed something, they would be there 110%. They are so helpful. They are so ready to just give themselves. And obviously that's why they're in the military, because they're very nice and helpful people. Not only do we have, friendly friends, but we have friendly neighbors. Like, I haven't necessarily met a lot of people or learned their names or learned what they do, why they're here, etc., etc. But what I have realized and recognized is that no matter where I go, everyone and their mother is very friendly, at least here on base. If we go out of the base, it's a different story. But at least here on base, everyone's so kind. There's been a couple times where Amelia and I have went to the splash pad here on base, and people that I don't even know just started a conversation with me, wanted to know me. They were very intentional with trying to build a relationship with me. I received it very well. I might have scared them away because, I'm a little cuckoo sometimes, and I have a very outgoing personality, and that can scare some people away. But it's okay. It's just the fact that they're very, very friendly. Amelia and I, we were at the park the other day, and there was a new family that just moved in, and we got to talking, and she had 3 other kids, and so the 4 of them were playing and having a good time, and I was excited to experience that feeling of, oh, you're new, I'm new too, let's get to know each other. Or even the lady at the splash pad who's been in the military for 10 years, and she was very like, oh my gosh, welcome to base, we're here to help you, we want to help you, we want you to have a good time, a good experience. It wasn't something that worried me or scared me. I had a conversation with a lady before I came here, and she was very honest with me and saying, some of these military wives will stab you in the back. And so I was very nervous when I got here because I was like, do they really want to be my friend? But everyone I've met and everyone I've experienced neighbor-wise have been very, very, very friendly. So I don't think I have anything to worry about. And I just feel safe here. We just feel safe. We are in a safe neighborhood. The base, obviously, because it's a base, there are people making sure and watching who's coming in and out, checking for our ID cards, and just being on top of, safety is their number one priority for their students, for their families, for their faculty. And I don't feel like I have to lock my door here at night. We still do because, people are weird. But I feel safe. I feel like my daughter is safe. I feel like I can go anywhere here on base and not be, creeped out by an old man behind a counter. Whereas if you go to a gas station off base, you got all those weirdos, Like, not all weirdos. Occasionally there's a weirdo, okay? Safety obviously is a concern for any parent, any person. And when I'm here on base, I feel safe. I feel safe in my home. Whereas when we were in Iowa living in an apartment and it was just me and Amelia by ourselves in downtown, I didn't feel as safe there. There was many weekends that I did not stay in my home because I wanted to be somewhere else where I felt safer. So, that has definitely changed here. I feel safe, and I know my daughter's safe, and I know my husband is safe doing what he's doing every day. The lifestyle that we have stepped into is beyond different than the lifestyle that we were living, and I'm just beyond thankful for it because I don't know where we would be if Santiago didn't take that step of faith and just trust that God was going to take care of him here, and God has taken care of him here. Oh my goodness, he is thriving and he's doing great, and our family's doing great. In my life as a military wife, even though it's just begun, I'm cruising. I'm having a good time. Some of the takeaways that I want you to take away from this episode is that, adjusting is key. There are new days that are going to come, and new days mean new opportunities, and those new opportunities are a time for you to step into and to adjust and mold into this new lifestyle that you may be going through. If you are capable of adjusting and adapting to the new situation that you have gone into, girlfriend, you're gonna succeed and you're just gonna be on fire. You're gonna do so well with what you're doing because your mind is capable and ready to adapt to anything that comes your way. You can take on anything that comes your way. Girl, it should be scared of you. You should not be scared of it. Make sure you are finding time for things that are so important to you. It doesn't matter if it's a hobby, if it's a person, if it's anything else, I guess. If you love it and if you can't stop thinking about it and you just want to do it all the time, you need to make sure you're finding the time to do it. And that includes, being intentional with those friendships, being intentional with the people around you, being intentional with the things you love. You cannot just push it aside because you don't want to do it or don't want to take care of it or don't want to talk to them. Be intentional. Make sure you know that you are going for what you want. If you want it, you're not going to stop going for it. Also, marriage is 50-50 all the time. All the time. It doesn't matter about finances, about jobs, about children, obviously your children matter, but when it comes to marriage, it's you and the other person, and that is a 50-50 relationship no matter what. Santiago is working his butt off every day. But so am I. And there has to be that recognition of he's not on a higher tier of what he's doing, and I'm not on a lower tier because of what I'm doing. We are equally at the same tier doing different things, but with equal ambition and equal energy. And that goes for any marriage and any relationship. It doesn't matter what they're doing or what you're doing. You are equals, and you should be seen as equals. Okay, you guys, let's talk about 3 good things that are happening this week in my life. Number 1, obviously I got this new setup going on in my house and I'm very excited about it. Like I said, every week it might be different and I might be in a new place and I might just have to adapt to my surroundings like I kind of talked about in this episode, but I am doing my best 110% to make these podcasts the best that I possibly can, and it's going to take a while to get it where I want it to be, but I'm proud of where I am right now. I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I'm just proud of myself for being honest with myself. And so that's really exciting to me. This podcast is just super exciting to me because I don't know if it's even going to go anywhere in the future, but I know I'm enjoying doing it, and it brings me joy. So another thing that's bringing me joy is the fact that Amelia is finally, this is phase 2, but potty training. And I've talked about this before, but with the move from Texas to here, there was a lot of diapers worn, and she just kind of forgot about the whole toilet thing. But today, actually, 2 times she has come up to me and told me that she needed to go potty. And so we went to the potty, she went, and she didn't. She's had 1 accident today, and hello. We just talked about stay-at-home moms, right? You guys understand. Not only that, but I'm beyond excited because, like I said earlier, we are having people come over tonight. And those are always so much fun because I love to see Santiago thrive with his friends and just have a good time with his friends. We're gonna be making our own pizzas, which he's also very excited about because that's something that he did with his family growing up. That's something that he's brought into our marriage that we enjoy doing together. And now he gets to include his friends in that, and we're all gonna make some pizzas together, and we're gonna play games and just have a good time together, and those are 3 really good things that are just happening this week or even today, and I'm so glad that I get to share it with you guys. I'm so thankful that you guys decided to stop by and listen this week. It was such a good episode. I'm so happy that I can just bring you guys into my life and just help you to see all the wonderful and crazy things that God is doing and working on and just providing for my family to be successful wherever we are with what we're doing. So I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I hope that you guys are happy, and I hope that you guys just smile because it's a good day. Bye, guys.